What is up, guys? My name is Lex, and today we are diving into Flame Core inside of Project 06. We are going to be speed running Sonic, Shadow, and Silver's respective stages, and I'm going to be showing you guys some tips and tricks along the way. So, without further ado, let's dive into Sonic's 5th stage of Project 06, Flame Core. Alright guys, so now we are entering Sonic's version of Flame Core. In Flame Core, inside of Sonic's moveset, you're going to make sure that for at least the upgrades, you need to have the blue gem and the purple gem to get the best time possible. That's just being straight up. Yeah, there's ways to do it without, but we're doing this the fastest way we can. And the fastest way we can is with these little gem upgrades. So, what you're going to be doing is making sure you get this purple gem level 3. That's going to be a very, very important tool later in this section. Probably the third section, second section. There's only 2 in this stage actually, or sections. So we're going to use this to kind of get across. Probably would have been better and faster if we had a little bit better meter management, but that's okay, because we are on to this section. So, if you want to, I highly suggest trying this route out, just to make sure you guys can get that very, very fast section completion rate. We're going to be using the blue gem to hop up here. We'll do another blue gem hop, get up here, pick it up here, and fall on down. That's all you guys need to do that section. It's pretty fast doing it, especially with the drop speed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use that level 3 gem that I was talking about to get across as fast as we can to hit these speed shoes, because these speed shoes are going to allow us to drop all the way down. And once we do that, we hit this guy, and the 3 level gem is going to be placed pretty much here. Because with the speed shoes, it also increases our forward speed, even with the gem being like this. So it's pretty cool. So now what we're going to do is hop on through, and we are going to play as Knuckles. Sadly, we're not going to be playing too much as Knuckles, because all we need to do is hop over here, hit this, or jump up, hit these guys as well, just to make sure we get across. We use this guy to get across this guy as well. And with the gliding characters being Knuckles and Rouge, we have a glide refresh, so as long as we double tap this button and keep on tapping it as we walk, we'll make sure that we can glide just a little bit farther so that way we don't descend. Pretty interesting. So this section could be a little weird, especially if you're just starting the speedrun, because you could end up, making small mistakes like that. But you should be okay as long as you can get across and hit this guy for the boost. You can do a 1, 2, and a 3, just like that to get across. And just like that, you pretty much have beaten Flame Core in just about 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Obviously, could have been a little bit better, but for starters, that is a pretty decent time in order to speedrun. So, that's pretty much all we got for Sonic. Let's go ahead and hop into Shadow's Flame Core, which we get to check out uninhibited mode for the very first time. I think that's going to be a blast. Alright guys, so now we are entering Shadow's Flame Core. For Shadow's Flame Core, you want to make sure you have that S rank reward for uninhibited mode. Right now we're going to be using the double input glitch to get across as fast as we can using the double homing attack refresh. It's going to be pretty cool. We're also using a cage dash in order to get across very, very fast. Now we're going to use level 1 over here to make sure we attack all these enemies as fast as we can. I know it looks like a lot, but luckily we have a lot of auto lock-on, which kind of makes sure that we get across as fast as possible. So we're going to activate our uninhibited mode in order to get across very, very quick. And hop up here, hit these guys to get across. So for this section, you kind of want to make sure you use a lot of kind of meter management, kind of not. It's a little interesting how uninhibited mode works. It always goes after your gauge at the end of the day, and we have to make sure we hit this item box right here to make sure that we continue our killing spree of sorts. Alright, and just like that, we are good to go. The auto lock-on, like I said before, kind of works a lot in this stage. For this section, you need to make sure that you use a Chaos Spear. If you don't use a Chaos Spear, you're kind of screwed. Because it's kind of weird. You can't really conserve too much Shadow's momentum, or distance I should say, without using a Chaos Spear first. And for this section in particular, we used a lot of meter management in that first section, so that way we didn't receive the penalty, because if you get the penalty, you lose a lot of time. And just like that, we're going to use this invincibility mode to run across this lava. And once we run across the lava, we're A-okay. I heard people had a little bit of an issue with this section, so what you need to do is make sure you fall on the ground, don't only attack anything, and then you're able to get across pretty fast, because if you don't hit the ground after those jumps, you're not going to get that little boost. You're not going to be able to do a couple extra attacks and whatnot. So you have to make sure that you do that. We're going to go ahead and follow this route for our orbs. It's going to be a little weird using Rouge, and like I said with Knuckles, we could just spam our glide to make sure we get across perfectly. And just like that, we're done with that whole entire rune section with Rouge. Pretty easy. So now what we're going to do is hop on over here. We'll use a backnick bounce to make sure we get across. Hop on this rock, do a spin dash. Make sure we don't homing attack too much. So we homing attack a little bit too much, then might lose a little bit of time. We're going to use our final cage dash. Get across. There we go. Not as fast as I would have liked it. That's okay, because we're able to beat this stage in a mere 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Obviously, could have been a little bit better, but at the end of the day, 2 minutes and 50 seconds on this stage is a pretty baller time, because even though we didn't really attack, you know, spend our time doing all these combos and whatnot to get the S rank, we got the S rank regardless. So, for our final stage, let's hop into Silver's version of Flame Core. Alrighty guys, welcome to the final part of this video. We're going to be speedrunning with Blaze and Silver, but if you guys enjoyed the first 2 parts of this video with Sonic and Shadow and learned something new, be sure to like the video down below. It helps me out, and it's pretty sweet seeing the support. But without further ado, let's go ahead and explain what's happening. So pretty much, we're doing a slope jump, which is something you could perform pretty easily. Go to a slope with an object. It's nothing too crazy, but it is pretty nice being able to perform it. So what we're doing now is we're eliminating these enemies as much as we can with each other, so that way we can kind of speed up the process of these enemy murder sprees, if you would. And just like that, we're going to pretty much progress through this section pretty quickly. We're going to do something known as a backnick bounce, using the Lotus of Resilience to guide us on our way. And at the peak of our jump, we need to fly into this little spring. Pretty cool. And just like that, we're done with this section. The reason why I went this way though, is to gain that invincibility power up. With that invincibility power up, we're going to make sure that we can kind of progress just a little bit better in order to get all the way up here. Once we get up here though, we're going to hit this guy with the flame box, because he had it coming, let's be honest. Now with this guy, we're going to throw this guy over here, and that guy over here, and that's pretty much curtains for that guy. This room goes pretty quick as long as you practice it. If you don't practice, honestly, you're probably not going to have a good time speedrunning these stages. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It takes some time, and if you don't pay the time, don't do anything, you're probably not going to do too good in these little speedrun challenges and whatnot. But without further ado, that is the first segment, and let's dive into the second. Alright guys, welcome to the final section of Silver's Flame Core. It's going to be a little bit different than the other sections. I mean, it's going to look the same. Obviously, it's the same stage. However, we're going to be doing things just a tad bit different. In this section, we're going to be going to the left instead of forward. It's pretty interesting how this stage works overall, especially having Silver here. But having Lotus of Resilience really does help with the additional capabilities that he can do. We're going to jump up here, jump up. We're going to lose a couple rings, but that's fine. But the reason we do that is so we get to kind of ignore that whole loading zone with our, not even loading zone, it's more of being able to load through that object. We go ahead and ignore the rotation of it. We're going to attack that guy with a psychic knife just to get a little bit more energy cores from him. You never know when you might need them, you know. We're going to go ahead and attack these guys just for extra cores and whatnot. And we're going to attack this and use ESP mode to attack a couple more enemies just to fly across at least a little bit farther than we usually need to go. And just like that, we're going to fly this way, attack this, and Iblis is going to fire a little wave at us. That wave ain't going to do nothing, because we can fly up to this spring and pretty much eliminate him. It might have been faster just to slap the air, but I think that looked pretty cool being able to slap all the way down. And let's see, we got no ESP mode left, unfortunately. So it does suck just a bit, but at the end of the day, we have already beaten this stage in just under 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Pretty snazzy, not gonna lie. I really rocked with how this stage went overall. And that's a PB, who would've known? But anyways, that is the end of this video for me. If you guys learned something new and rocked with this Project 06 content, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content of this sort. My name is Lex, otherwise known as I Think It's Vex, and I'll see you guys in Radical Train for the next Project 06 video. So peace out. Haters say